The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select, as the first selection in the first round, Ricky Bell, fullback, University of Southern California.
The Buccaneers had lost all 14 games in their expansion season in '76, and Coach John McKay had brought so many of his former Southern Cal players in here, and the Tampa became known as Southern Cal East. When they had the opportunity to draft Tony Dorsett out of Pittsburgh and instead took Ricky Bell, a Southern Cal player, Ricky was off to a bad start as strike number one.
Ricky's first 2 seasons were disasters. Not only did he fail to elevate the lowly Bucs, he was deemed personally responsible for their failure.
It was hard for him to understand why people were so down on him. I think he took some of that to heart when it was basically meant to be me. Ricky was out there playing, and they couldn't really get to me that often, and they took it out on Ricky.
Some fans gathered behind the bench and began to berate Ricky Bell personally. He took it as long as he could stand it, and he headed towards the stands. Several players had to restrain him.
Buried by his critics in a shallow grave, Ricky Bell resurrected his career in 1979 and led the Buccaneers to a title.
There was just something about his countenance that made everybody think he was special. He treated everybody special, and yet he'd walk on a football field and become an extremely violent, aggressive runner. He'd knock you down and run over you and then come back and help you up.
He ran so hard that he grunted when he ran. If you were deaf, you could hear him coming.
Bell finally demonstrated why he was chosen first in the 1977 draft. He carried defenders almost 1,300 yards, lifted the Bucs to the NFC Central Championship, and to the brink of the Super Bowl in 1979. But a storybook that began with a honeymoon with Buck fans on the field and a marriage off it concluded with a horrifying final chapter.
The next year, we were not anyways near as good, but he couldn't play very often. He would get an injury, and where he might be out a day or two, he'd be out 2 or 3 weeks. I didn't know the reason why. The trainer and the doctor didn't know the reason why. I summed it up and says, Ricky Bell would like to be on the West Coast. I'm going to put him there.
Traded to the Chargers in 1982, Bell, number 42, played little. Always sick or injured, it was discovered he had contracted a rare skin and muscle disease called dermatomyositis.
Probably 90% of people have a normal lifespan with this disease. Ricky's condition caused inflammation of the muscles of the heart, which occurs in probably less than 5% of cases, and this was distinctly unusual. He had a certain sense of peace with it, that he was struggling with it. He knew that we could only do so much, and he really never let this on to people around him. He was a positive, energetic soul.
On November 28, 1984, the mightiest Trojan lost the one fight he never had a chance to win.
You know, he was a genuinely good person. You know, nobody ever had nothing bad to say about Ricky.
Just a great person. And you know, it's easy to sit back when somebody's passed away and talk about how great he was, but I thought this at the time about Ricky.
Probably the kindest, gentlest football player that I've ever been around. I think he had a sense about him that just made everybody love him.
I loved him, and I thought he was a great player.
Knew how to do everything right. I wish there were a lot more Rickies.
He's gone, but his memory lives on and is strong. When things get bad, I just look at how bad things were him right before he died. He never complained. You know, he was the kind of guy just, I don't know, he was a once-in-a-lifetime person. He was one in a million. You know, he was a 1 in a million guy.
Bell and Wood, Bell and Davis, and that's Ricky Bell out in the left flat. Down the sideline, and Ricky Bell gets it inside the 10-yard line, where it's first and goal to go for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Good execution on his screen, and good. Bell, touchdown. Ricky Bell for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it is 17-6 for the...
Ricky Bell, number 42 in the open area, that has accounted for much of Tampa Bay's offensive success. Williams' growth plus excellent outside speed in the backfield has allowed the Bucs to more than double their 3-game point production of a year ago.
Probably going to block. Roberts. It's the second man, all right. Ricky Bell, touchdown. That's what it was. And the block. That's what it was. And a good block it was by Johnny Davis. At Steve Wilson, the center. Williams has Wilson lead the charge as they double team Brooks. And here comes Ricky Bell all alone, stomping through.
Is Morris Owens. And the give now is to Bell. He breaks it. Ricky Bell forward, stopped by Rich Wingo. And a first down for Tampa Bay. For Tampa Bay, Jim Obradovic, 86. Eckwood goes in motion. The pitch to Ricky Bell. He has the first down and more. Ricky Bell down the sidelines is brought down inside the 10-yard line. And it was the free safety, Johnny Gray, who prevented him from going all the way in. So this could be Ricky Bell's day. He gained over 90 yards last time against the Packers.
That was a fine play there. We're going to see that Eckwood comes across in motion, and then he leads Ricky Bell, and that's what two backs have to do. You get a great running back, but to really be great, he has to have someone leading. Ricky Bell is a great running back, and the block that Eckwood put on in leading him was a very important block.
So Bell second to Eckwood at the 9-yard line. Williams will throw. Touchdown! Ricky Bell! All alone, Ricky Bell out of the backfield. And Tampa Bay makes it look easy on their first drive. 57 yards, 3rd and 3 at the 10. And the pitch is to Bell. And Bell inside. Does he get to the goal line? Penalty marker down. Penalty marker thrown right at the play. Did not go over. Johnny Gray finally tackled him. He did not go over. Zone right. Engineered 2 scoring drives. Bell again changes direction nicely and goes outside and is out of bounds short of midfield. Mike McCoy drove him there, but that's why you get a talent like that, a brilliant running back from USC who has the ability like OJ did to make that kind of a move.
He sure did. You know, some of the times he would start up, cut back to the other side. This time he started up and bounced out to the wide side. We'll see him here. Watch John McKay.
Apparently being called at the line by Williams, 2nd and 17. Ricky Bell up the middle. First down to the 46, and it was Johnny Gray who brings him down.
Davis has come into the backfield. Ricky Bell will not be denied. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Bucs have the lead. Couple of great punts. Pitch to Ricky Bell. Bell trying to make his own interference. Clears it out beyond the 10. Still going. And Bell is out near the 30-yard line. Like some of them hesitated a bit, thinking that he was running. 3rd and 7. Screen. Bell at the 40, up to the 45, and enough for another first down for Tampa Bay.
Ricky Bell again. They send him wide. He has the first down. He's cutting up. He's on the loose. Down the sideline and into Giant territory. Out on the Giant 35. Ray Rhodes drove him out, Hank.
One thing that's very should be mentioned, Kurt, right off the bat. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers start off with a double tight end offense, which is something they haven't done. Jimmy Giles and Obradovic are playing the tight end positions. They want to get man on man, get a head on everybody, and get good blocking angles. That's exactly what they have been able to do in the first 2 plays. And they had 2 great drives from a double tight end offense.
1st and 10, Tampa Bay on the Giant 35.
Johnny Davis, Ricky Bell set behind Doug Williams. There goes Bell outside. He's at the 30, the 25, and he's down. He has a first down to the 24, the Giants. Ray Rhodes filled him there, number 22.
And especially on 3rd and long, that's difficult.
First and goal at the 2, and Ricky Bell is in for the Buccaneers. It is Bell on that favorite power sweep. Around the right side, stays on his feet, hurdles the tackler. Jeff Seaman knocks him out of bounds. It's over Washington. Blitz is on. Williams gets it away. It's going to be complete to Bell. First down inside the 15.
That was a great throw. When you had so.
There's one of his running backs. And Eckwood is the other. This is Eckwood. Bell, I'm sorry. And Bell stays on his feet, still on his feet. Stepped out of bounds finally, knocked out by Tommy Hannon. Bell operating from the halfback spot.
That was something. There was a short yardage play. The Minnesota Vikings were in the short yardage defense, and Tampa Bay was in their short yardage offense. They had the 2 tight ends in there, and they pinched. They were trying to shut off everything to the inside. Ricky Bell was able to get to the outside with a good block by his lead blocker, Greg Roberts.
All the way. There he goes. He's in there. Ricky Bell scores. And what an 80-yard drive by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, using up the clock, keeping the ball. That's Bell, and he's over. Ricky Bell has his second touchdown. Ricky Bell sends them out in front 16-0. The way they're playing, they look like super. Ricky Bell again, roaring out, still going at the 40, up to his 45-yard line. The clock keeps moving with a minute to go. There he comes again. He has the first down, Ricky Bell.